Guys, so we have June 2022, paper 1 here, and let's get it going. So from the very first question here, we see -3 squared plus -2 squared. 3 3s are 9, plus 2 2s are 4, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. The answer is positive 13. And remember, for the paper 1, no calculators are allowed. What is the value of the digit 2 in this number? 48.621. This digit 2 over here. You put the 1 by the dot and you have 2 zeros, 2 over 100. Alright, so what number when added to 1 and 1 over 3 gives 2? So what number that when added to 1 and a third gives 2? So obviously x will be 2 minus 1 and a third could work up to be 3 ones. 3 plus 1 is 4 on 3. And so we could express 2 as being 6 on 3 minus 4 on 3. And that will give us 2 on 3. Yeah. Number 4, the next term in the sequence is, so yeah, we could expect it to be 44, but, right, so 30% of a number gives us 45. So that number will be a truly 100 across, so it will be 45 times 100 divided by 30. This will cancel here. 45 into this is 15 times 10 is 150. And so now I want 4/5 of 150. So 5 3s are 15, 4 3s are 12. The answer is 120. Okay, so a certain amount of money is shared in a ratio 2 to 3 to 9. That means that 2 and 3 is 5 and 9 is 14. So that means that this person will have 2 out of 14 of the money. This person in the middle will have 3 out of 14 of the money. And this person at the end will have 9 out of 14 of the total amount, right? So this is 2/14 of the total amount. Let's call it X. 3/14 of the total amount of money. And 9/14 of the total amount of money. If the difference between the first and the second shared is $40, so I have these first two shares here. So 3 out of 14x, the difference between these is $40. That means that 1 out of 14x, this 3 out of 14 minus 2 out of 14 is 1 out of 14. That is $40. Therefore, x is going to be 40 multiplied by 14. So 4, I could do 4 times 10, which is 40. That is 400 plus 4 4s are 16. 40 times 4. So the answer will be 560. The answer is D. If P equals 2357, Q equals 236, and S equals 245, then P intersect Q intersect S is. That is the element that is in all of them. So we could see that 2 is definitely in all of them. Is 3 in all of them? No. Is 5 in all of them? No. Is 4 in all of them? No. The answer is A. Item 8 refers to the following Venn diagram. Shade the region. The shaded region represents everything that is outside of P. So that will be P complement. Number 9. The elements of the set X is such that X is between 6 and 10. It wrote where X is an integer R. Right? And this paper was typed over, so the person who typed it over made some mistakes. So I hope you guys understood the question. The elements of the set between 6 and 10, you notice that this is an equal sign, but this is not. So that means that 6 is included. 6, 7, 8, and 9, but not 10. So 6, 7, 8, 9, that is B. Item 10 refers to the following information. M is equal to PQR and N is the set with PQ. Which of the following statements is true? M is a subset of N, not quite, because it's N that is the subset of M, I would say so. M intersect N equals N, yeah, that is true. M union N equals N, no, that's not true, and M intersect N is the empty set, no, that's not true. So it'll be B. M, the intersection of M and N, if you really look at if this is M and this is N, and M have P, Q, and R in it, and N just has PQ in it, then the intersection of M and N is the set N. That is B. Item 11 refers to the following information which describes three sets, prime numbers, odd numbers, and even numbers. Which of the following sets is empty? Well, obviously, the odd intersect the even. So Q intersect R. Do they have that? Yes, they have that. Q intersect R would be it. We could check the rest of them, but definitely Q intersect. P intersect Q. Prime numbers and odd numbers, not at all. P union Q, no, and P intersect R. Primes and evens. Well, 2 is an even prime. The only even prime is 2. So yeah, not that. Item 12 refer to the following Venn diagram, which shows the universal set U and the two sets T and C, which represent the students in a class who play tennis and chess. So we could see that chess is completely inside of the tennis. That means that all of the chess players are also tennis players. Right? How many students play exactly one game? Well, Alex, Tom, Kayla, and Ali, 1, 2, 3, 4. Those 4 play tennis only and not chess. So that would be 4. Number 13. A dress which costs $180 is being sold at a discount of 10%. The amount of the discount is. So we have to find the 10% of 180. So zip, that is $18. Is being sold at a discount of 10%, and so 180 minus 18. So 10 minus 8 is 2, 7 minus 1 is 6, 162. The amount of the discount, oh, they didn't ask for the discounted price, they asked the amount of the discount. So it would be $18, sorry. So yes, $18 is the amount of the discount. Number 14, the cost of a refrigerator is that if a sales tax of 5% is paid on the cost price of the refrigerator, a buyer who purchases the refrigerator will, by cash, will pay. If a sales tax of 5% is paid on the cost price, so the cost of a refrigerator is that. If a sales tax of 5% is paid on the cost price, so I guess we have to have 5% of the cost of the refrigerator, $18.50. So what we have here is a half of 185. which is about $92.50. Right, so a sales tax of 5% is paid on the cost price of the refrigerator. A buyer who purchases the refrigerator cash will pay that will be the $18.50 plus the $92.50. 5, 0, 2, 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yep. 9, 1. The answer is D. Number 15. A salesman sells a car for $11,000 if he is paid a commission of 4.5% for the first $10,000 and 7.5% on the remainder. Then the commission he receives is. So for $11,000, he get paid 4.5 over 100 for the first 10,000. So that will be 1, 2, that's $450. And then 7.5% on the remainder, which is 1,000. So that is $75. Then the commission he receives would be the 450 plus the 75, which will be 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 4 and 1 is 5, $525. The value of a plot of land is $18,000. Land tax is charged at a rate of 70 cents per $100 value. What is the total amount of tax for the land? Well, I want to know how many $100 values it have in 18,000. So 18,000 divided by 100 means that I have 180 $100 values. And so therefore 70 cents multiply by 180 will give me my answer. And of course we could just think of this as 7 multiplied by 18 probably. So let's just go with 18 times 7. 7 8's 56. 7 1's 7. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that is 126. And if it's 180, we'll have to add a 0 here. And if we put a point there, then we'll have to put a point 1 space there, so we will get $126. A man's basic wage for a 40-hour week is $160. He is paid overtime at a rate of 1.25 times the hourly rate. Right? If he works 6.5 hours overtime in a certain week, his wage for that week is. So, a man's basic wage for a 40-hour work week is $160. So therefore, for the normal 40 hours he worked, he would have gotten paid $160. Right? He is paid overtime at a rate of 1.25 times the hourly rate. So a 40-hour work week is $160, right? So for 40 hours is $160. So therefore for 1 hour it'll be $160 divided by 40, which is $4 an hour this guy getting paid. So $4 an hour he getting paid, and his pay he is paid overtime at a rate of 1.25 times the hourly rate. So therefore the overtime will be 1.25. 4 ones are 4, 1 is 5 on 4. That is 1.25 times the hourly rate, which is 4. So that means that over time he'll get paid $5 an hour if he works 6.5 hours overtime. So that means that he will get $5 per hour multiplied by 6.5. So that is 6 2s are 12 and 1 is 13. So that is 13 on 2 maybe. But I guess we don't have to do it like that. We could do 6 and a half, because we know that 6 fives are 30 plus $2.50, because $5 multiplied by a half would be $2.50. And so he would have gotten $32.50 for the overtime. And so his total weekly for this week would have been $160 plus the $32.50. 50, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, $192.50. At the end of any year, a car is worth 5% less than what it was worth at the beginning of the year. If a car was worth $9,500 in December 2016, then its value in January 2016 was. So at the end of any year, a car is 5% less. So what we have to do is find 5% of 9,500. So 5 nines are 45, because this will be 5 times 90, so that is 450, plus 5 fives are 25, so that will be 475. It will reduce. So therefore, at the end of 1 year, it will reduce by 9 minus 475. So 9,500 minus 400 will be 9,100. So 9 minus 475 will be 925. Is that it? So 9,500 minus 475 is 99025. All right, so number 19, a loan of $8,000 was repaid in 24 equal monthly installments. So 24 multiplied by 400, that will be about 9,600 after interest. And so remember, principal by rate by time over 100 will give me interest of 9,600, right? So the 8,000 multiplied by R multiplied by time, which is 24, all over 100 will give me 9,600 times the 5%. So that means that 80 times 24 is about 1920 R. That is 9,600. So the rate will be 9,600 divided by 1920. And I think this works out to about 5%. At a sale, each book was marked $3 off the original price. Daniel paid $46 for 2 books that had the same price. What was the original cost of one of the books? So at a sale, each book was marked $3 off the original price. Daniel paid $46 for 2 books that had the same price. So obviously, if the 2 books had the same price and he paid $46, then one book would have been the 46 divided by 2. So that one book would have cost $23. And then, of course, $3 off the original price means the original cost of one book was $26. And we are into algebra. We have the laws of indices here. So 3 2s are 6, x, and if you have to add the indices here. 2 plus 3 is 5. So 6x to the power of 5. If 5 into 2x is 35, then what is x? Well, okay, 5 2s are 10, x minus 5 is 35. So 10x will be 40, x will be 40. When twice a certain number is subtracted from 7, the result is multiplied by 3. So twice a certain number is subtracted from 7. Right? So that means 7 minus twice a certain number. So when twice a certain number is subtracted from 7, the result, whatever we get here, is multiplied by 3. The result is multiplied by 3. The answer is 33. What is the original number? Well, 7 3s are 21 minus 3 2s are 6x is 33. So that means that 21 minus 33 is equal to 6x. So 21 minus 33 is about minus 12 is equal to 6x. So x will be minus 2 is the original number. What is that? Number 23, 24. Linear operations. Given that 3 asterisk 6 is 12 and 2 asterisk 6 is 9, 2 asterisk 5 is 9, may be defined as. So we have to find out what the asterisk is, what the operation is. So it's a badly written question, but A asterisk B is what they're looking for. And I guess we'll probably have to do a trial and error kind of thing. Because if we take, say, B for example, where we have 3 squared minus 6, 3 3s are 9 minus 6, that does not give us 12, so that's not it. So let's take A. I have 4 into B, which is 6 minus 3. So 6 minus 3 is 4 into 3. 4 3s are 12. So it does work for A. Let's see if it'll work for B. 4 into B is 5 minus 2. Yes, it does. Right? No, it doesn't. 5 minus 2 is 3. 4 3s are 12. So it doesn't work for this one because we are supposed to get 9. Yeah? 5 minus 2 is 3. So maybe that doesn't work for that. So let's try C. 6 times A minus B. 6 3s are 18 minus 6 is 12. And then let's try for the second one. 6 times A minus B. So 6 2s are 12 minus 5 does not give us 9. Yeah, 12 minus 5 is 7, so it doesn't work. So it'll have to be D then. But let's just check this to be sure. It's quite an unusual one. So with D, I have 2A plus B. 2 3s are 6 and 6 is 12. And then for the second one, I have 2A, yeah, plus B. 2 2s are 4 and 5 is 9. So the answer is D. We should have tried D first. If x is equal to negative 2, y is equal to 3, t is equal to 2, then that is what? So x is negative 2 all over, y is 3, and t is 2. So remember, we could square, if we remember the laws of indices, 2 2s are 4 all over 3 3s are 9, so it'll be 4 over 9b. If 3 to the power of 2x plus 1 is equal to 9 times 3 to the x, then the value of x is, well, this is quite interesting. 3 to the power of 2x plus 1 is equal to, what is 9? 9 is 3 squared multiplied by 3 to the x, right? So therefore 3 to the 2x plus 1 is 3, this will be 3 to the x, the 2 plus x. You have to multiply, you have to add the indices, right? And now that we have the same base, we could just equate this. 2x plus 1 is equal to 2 plus x. So therefore, I throw this x across, I get 2x minus x is equal to, throw this 1 across, I get 2 minus 1, x is equal to 1. Answer C. Matrices. Given that A is that, then 3a equals, so 3 multiplied by 1, 3 minus negative 3, 3, 0, 5. You just multiply 3 by everything, right? So that'll be 3, 3 3s are 9, negative 9, 9, 0, 15. 3, 9, negative 9, 9, 0, 15. The answer is 8. The determinant of a 2 by 2 identity matrix is, the identity matrix for multiplication is this, right? So the determinant would be this times this minus this times this. So the determinant is 1. Item 29 refers to the following vectors P and Q. So P is that, Q is that. The vector P minus Q is represented by, so P minus Q, so that'll be 3, 7 minus 2, 5. Don't make a mistake with the sign. So 3 minus minus 2 is 3 plus 2, which is 5. And 7 minus 5 is 2. Answer C. 30 refers to the following parallelogram WXYZ. In the parallelogram, XY is very blurry, is U, and XW is V. R is the midpoint of YZ. WR is expressed in terms of U and V is. Well, in order for me to get to WR, I'll have to go WZZR. WZ is U in that same direction, but ZR will be minus a half V, because V is this whole thing going in this direction, so this is a half of that, so it'll be U minus a half V, it'll be E. Given that 1 millimeter is equal to 1 over 1,000 meters, then 2,500 millimeters in meters will be 2,500 over 1,000, which is 2.5. Number 32, the volume in centimeters cube of a cube of edge 3 centimeters. 3 times 3 times 3. Alright? So length by breadth by height, 3 3s are 9, 3s are 27. Number 33, the perimeter of a square is 48 centimeters. So that means that if this is x, 4x is going to be 48. That is x plus x plus x plus x is 4x. So x will be 48 divided by 4 is 12. And so the area, if is a square, that means this will be 12 and this will be 12. 12 12s are 144. D. Refers to the following diagram, item number 34, of a trapezium. The area of the trapezium PQRS above is, so a half base by the perpendicular height is the area of the area of a trapezium is a half the sum of the parallel sides times the height. So that is a half the sum of 8 plus 18 times the perpendicular height, which is 5. So that is a half into 18 plus 8 is 26 times 5. And well, a half of 26 is 13, isn't it? So it'll be 13 times 5. So 13 times 5 will work out to be about 65. If we do 5 tens are 50, and then 5 threes are 15, it'll be 65. So the fraction of the circle, and they want the area of A or B. So it'll multiply by the area of a full circle, which is pi r squared. That's what it is. And so we'll have 1 over 6 times pi r squared. Anything looking like that? Yep, the first one. Okay, so item number 36. This question seems to have some typographical errors in it. So please forgive us if you got this one or you couldn't figure this one out. But let's just check it out, right? Now, item number 36 refers to the following diagram, which shows the compound shape made up of a rectangle and two identical semicircles, one on either of the short sides. So you can see we have 15 centimeters. And if this entire thing from here to here is 27 centimeters, then 27 minus this 15 here, so 27 minus 15 is 12. And well, we have these two sides remaining, so each one of these sides will be a radius of 6. So that means that the radius here is 6. That means that the diameter here is 12. Makes sense. And so now they want the perimeter, and this is one of the errors here. The perimeter of the figure above in terms of not x, but in terms of pi, in case you was wondering what x was. This paper was typed over, so there were a couple of typographical errors in it. Our apologies. Well, it wasn't typed over by me. I don't really know who typed it over. I just got my hands on it, right? But whoever did type it over, thank you very much for the typing, but a couple of errors were made, right? So now we want the perimeter. So the perimeter will be this 15 plus this 15. So that is 15 times 2 plus it will be the circumference of one circle. So the circumference of one circle is 2 pi r, which is 6. So r is 6, right? So that'll be 30 plus 6 2s are 12 pi. And of course, if I pull the 6 out, 6 5s are 30 plus 6 2s are 12. So the answer is C. (37) The area of a rectangle is 53.6 centimeters squared if the length is multiplied by 4. So the area of a rectangle, I have a rectangle, and the area is 53.6 cm squared. If the length of the rectangle is multiplied by 4 and the width is halved, then the area would be what? If the length is multiplied, so let's just say the length is L and the width is W, right? And we could say that L multiplied by W is 53.6, right? So what will happen if we multiply L by 4? So 4L multiply by, so we multiplying L by 4, but we also dividing W by 2. So what will be happening is we will really be multiplying L and W by 2 is what we'll really be doing. And so we'll have to multiply this by 2. And so we will get about 107. Item 38 refers to the following diagram, which consists of a triangle resting on a square of side 5 centimeters. So we have a triangle resting on a square. I can see that there. If the height of the triangle is 4 centimeters, what is the total R of the figure? I guess they mean total area of the figure, right? So the total pirate R. 5, they say is resting on a square, triangle resting on a square of side 5. So this will be 25 centimeters squared. And this will be a half the base times the perpendicular height. So that is a half. The base will be 5 times the height is 4. And well, the half, so 5 2s are 10. So this will be 10 centimeters squared. So 10 plus 25 will get 35 centimeters squared. So the two items refer to the following frequency distribution, which shows the average mass in kilograms of a group of children in a school. So yes, we could see that we have a group of children in a school here. The number of children who have a mass of less than or equal to 40 kilograms. So this is 40 kilograms here. So we have 40 kids who have up to 40 kilograms and then 28. So that is 40 plus 28. That will be 68. The upper boundary of the median class is. So the median will be, the median class is this, the one in the middle, and the upper boundary will be about 50.5. Alright. Miss Clark arranged the 15 test scores of her students in order of size and selected the 8th score for reporting purposes. Which of the following statistical measures did Miss Clark obtain? Well, from 1 to 15, I mean, the 7th and 8th, so that looks to me like the median. So she did use the median, the one in the middle. The pie chart below, drawn to scale, shows how students use 12 hours of a study, 12 hours of study in English. So we see English, we see maths, we see French, and we see geography. And the question is, the amount of time spent studying mathematics is approximately. Notice they use approximately there. This entire thing is 12 hours. The whole circle is 12 hours. We can see maths looking 90 degrees-ish. They use the word approximately. We can never be sure. But it would be a quarter of 12. So it would be 12 hours divided by 4, which is about 3. So 3 hours approximately for maths. If the mean of 4 numbers is 10, so 4 plus 8 plus x plus 12 all divided by 4, and that is 10. Then x is, so 4 plus 8 is 12, plus 12 we know is 24. 24 divided by 4 is 6. So this is, well, actually not yet because it's a plus, right? So that means that 24 plus x all over 4 is 10. So 24 plus x is 40. So x will be 40 minus 24 actually. So 40 minus 24 is about 16. 44 refers to the following table, which shows the results of a survey of 100 persons from 2 major ethnic groups. Respondents were interviewed about their attitude towards mathematics. The respondent is selected at random. What is the probability that he has a positive attitude towards maths? So these are the 2 ethnic groups. And if a respondent is selected at random, there's 100 persons in total, and so 37 persons have a positive thing, so it'll be 37 over 100 will be the probability of selecting somebody randomly who has a positive attitude. The point where a linear function crossed the horizontal axis is. So the point where a linear function crossed the horizontal axis is. This point is the x-intercept. Yes. Okay, so the equation of a straight line which passes through the point 0, 5 and has a gradient of 4 is, well, we can see the gradient of 4y is equal to mx plus c. If the gradient is 4 and it passes through 0, 5, this is the y-intercept, so it'll be 4x plus 5. 47. Which of the following graphs represents a linear function? It would be A. Um, 48 refers to the graph of the quadratic function. So we see in the quadratic there, the graph is a little bit wonky. The coordinates of the maximum point of the function is, or are, that point there, 2, 4. So it's the point 2 on the x, 4 on the y. The line L is parallel to this line. What is the gradient of the line L? So first we have to take this and put it in the form y is equal to mx plus c. So y will be 7. Alright, so let's take minus 7y. That is equal to minus 3x plus 9. So y will be 3 over 7x minus 9 over 7, because we divide the whole thing by 7. Remember, it'll be positive 3 over 7. So if the line L is parallel to this line, then the gradient of the line L would have the same gradient because it's parallel, 3 over 7. 49, so let's go with 50 now. We are dealing with composite functions. The g of negative 6 will be 7 times negative 6 minus 3 over 5. So 7, 7 6s, that's minus 42 minus 3 over 5, which is minus 45 over 5, which is negative 9. The range of f of x is x cubed for this domain is, well, the domain, remember the range is y and the domain is x. So when x is the domain negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2, when x is this, what is y? So remember, this is y, or let's just say this is f of x, right? So this is the range, this is the domain. So remember, f of x is x cubed, right? So 2 2s are 4, 2s are 8, this will be minus 8, and this is the only thing that have minus 8, so we could go with that one time. Yeah, because this will be minus 1, 0 squared is 0, 1, sorry, not squared, but cubed, minus 1 cubed is minus 1, 1 cubed is 1, 2 cubed, 2 2s are 4, 2s are 8, yep, it is D, just to make sure. Which of the following pairs of lines is perpendicular? Ooh, this is creepy. Well, we could rule out B, so B is not perpendicular. So it's not B. It's actually C. And we could look at it from C here because the gradient of this line is negative 4. the gradient of this line, if we throw this 4 across, it'll be divided by 4 divided by 4. So the gradient of this line is positive a quarter. And of course, negative 4 multiplied by positive a quarter will give us negative 1. And that is how it is no two lines are perpendicular. So the answer is C. If the sum of the interior angles of a polygon is 4 right angles, then the polygon is not a triangle, a quadrilateral. Refers to the following transformation. The transformation that maps that to the image is, it definitely looks like a reflection to me. Yep. Refers to the following diagram of an isosceles triangle. In the triangle, the value of x is, well, we know that'll be 180 minus, well, 30 and 30 is 60. So 180 minus 60 will give us about 120 degrees. Makes sense. It does look 120 degrees-ish. That was number 55. Number 56 refers to the following pair of similar triangles, even though they look kind of bent up. The length of MO in centimeters is MO. Well, if we look at this one, since they are similar, we look at this one here. We see 6 divided by 2 will give me 3. So 7 divided by 2 will be 3.5. C. The image of a point under the translation, what is the under a translation is that? So if I was to take the point and add it to this translation xy, I will get minus 5 minus 4. So obviously you could throw the x's across, so xy is equal to, this will be minus 5 minus 1, and this will be minus 4 minus 2. So I will get minus 6 minus 6, A. A plane is flying on a direction of 45 degrees and changes course in a clockwise direction of 135 degrees. The angle through which the plane turns is. So, I mean, a plane, this is the north line, and it is flying at 45 degrees. And let me just say it reach here. So right now it's flying at 45 degrees. And this is the north line here. And what it's doing, it changes course in a clockwise direction. Yeah, so it going to 135 degrees. So 135 degrees might be so-ish. And this will be the 135 degrees. It's not quite 180, right? So remember, these two are parallel. If this is 135, the angle through which the plane turns is, so the plane, remember the plane going in this direction. So essentially this is 45 degrees, so therefore this angle will be 135 minus 45 is 90. So it actually turned through 90 degrees there. Sometimes when you overthink, you know. A surveyor sets up his instruments 12 meters from the foot of the building and records the angle of elevation of the top of the building. An estimate of the height of the building can be obtained by calculating. So the surveyor sets up 12 meters, yeah, we see in that, from the foot of the building and records the angle of elevation to the top of the building at 40 degrees. Estimate the height of the building can be obtained by calculating. Well, this is 40 degrees. This here is 1.16 plus. So it'll be 1.16 plus. So we know it's A or B, and it'll be plus this. What is this? This will be, well, first of all, this is the adjacent 12, and this is opposite, so it'll be tan, right? Toa. So the tan of 40 is the opposite over the adjacent. So the opposite will be the adjacent, which is 12, multiplied by the tan of 40. The answer will be B. And then lastly refers to the following diagram. The diagram above shows that the angle of depression of a point X from Z is 30 degrees. If X is 10 meters from Y, the height of YZ in meters is. So if this angle of depression is 30 degrees, well then this will be 30 degrees because this horizontal is taken to be parallel to this this here, and so we'll have alternate angles essentially. And so now you can see that I can find the height because this will be the adjacent and this will be the opposite. So it would be 10 tan 30. Do we have that there? Yes, a 10 tan 30. And so that's it for June 22. Please let me know if I made any mistakes. You know, I am only a human being, so rushing through these papers, sometimes I could definitely make mistakes as well. So in class, when you look it over, please let me know. Please ask me questions. And please send me a WhatsApp if you see any glaring errors that I made. The paper itself was typed over by someone, and so there were errors in the paper as well. But I do hope that you guys understood everything. Have a good day. See you for the next paper.